Hello, John.
Hello, Oliver.
Over the last week, there's been an article in the Irish Independent front page, and it says, "Is it mad putting them on the heap at 65? Meet the workers beating ageism, the retirement age." This is completely ridiculous. I mean, this is insulting the intelligence of retired people.
Well, that was the headline in the Irish Independent a couple of weeks ago. So you wonder what prompted that kind of a headline, because it doesn't make sense. If you've worked from the time you're 18, which a lot of us do, not too many go to university in my time, so you're working until you're 65. That's a long, long time. Now, some people, especially in business or in that end of it, often work beyond their retirement age because they have a business that they're still running. But in the normal course of events, I think a person retiring at 65 is entitled to retire at that age and be in receipt of a pension.
Absolutely. I think this is complete. This is a complete public relations article. It has to be, because they're trying to insult the intelligence of retired people to make them feel as if they're failures if they retire at 65.
Well, if that's the case, that's disrespectful.
Of course,
what we were talking about earlier, the respect. People are entitled to retire at 65. They won't be in receipt of the pension until they're 66, as was. But now I understand for some people the official retirement age is going to be bumped up to 68. But some people have to retire if they're working in a major company at 65. So what's going to happen to them if they haven't got a pension from that company, if the company hasn't been in existence long enough for them to have got a pension? You know, some people in business have a private pension that they pay into to augment whatever the pension would be from the state. So I think from the point of view of older folk, to increase the age to 68 from 66 is a step backwards. Because after all, in my generation, we worked and paid high taxes when we were earning, because it was a very high tax country. And food and all the rest was quite expensive vis-a-vis your net income. And property was just as dear as it is now with your net income. So you were in the same invidious position that people often complain about today, that are in receipt of great salaries by comparison. So when people reach the retirement age at 65, they're entitled to retire. If some wish to work longer, that's their
prerogative.
That's what their prerogative. But you do need quality time when you retire, because you have time then to do the things that you can't do when you're working.
And of course, I mean, if you look at the fire brigade, I think the fire brigade men retire at the age of 50 or 55. The Gardaí can retire after 30 years service. So if they join at 25, sure, they're out by 50, 55.
20 or that they're out at 50.
Yeah.
My father retired at 50, 52 or 53 after 30, something like that, maybe a bit more, after 30 years with a lump sum and a pension. Now it wouldn't be as good as what they're getting now, but nonetheless it was beneficial. And but the fact that he could retire and then take up other jobs, which he did.
Look, the thing about it is, John, 30 years is long enough to be working. It's a third of the extended lifespan of today.
Well, by the way, in France, people can retire at 55.
Yeah.
And they were whinging about that, the people that want people to work on the drop. Don't forget, years ago here, when we got our freedom, and for years, even I remember it, people didn't get their pension after they were 75.
When was that?
Up to, say, when I was younger, up to 40 years ago or more, 50 years maybe, and it wasn't a great pension. But they didn't get it, as far as I remember, until they were 75.
So they were getting the pension in the graveyard.
Correct, because they didn't have, and when they were earning money, it was only enough to put food on the table. There were people, and the same thing happened in Britain, that their salaries didn't enable them to be able to purchase their own houses. This is why you had a lot of council houses and corporation houses. People were working, but they weren't earning enough to be able to purchase or save up and purchase their own homes. So what they're doing now, in view of the fact that security of employment is not as good as it might have been years ago even. There's often been articles in the blinking same paper you were talking about there, the Independent, that you need to be change a career perhaps every 10 years because they don't last. Many companies that have gone to the wall, household companies that I knew, they're no longer here. So yet they were considered good jobs years ago when you were working in them, and you might have had a contributory or a non-contributory pension. I worked for an outfit that had nearly 1,000 employees, and yet it went over months. So I'd be very reluctant to support anything that would
extend the age,
extend the age and expect people to work beyond 65. They need time off, because when you're working, you have damn all time off. It's home to work. But when you retire, you have time to do things that you wouldn't have had time to do when you were working. You have time to philosophise and see the country, and perhaps see one or two people abroad, because you were only entitled to a fortnight's holiday, and oftentimes you had to take them when it was the most expensive time to take a holiday.
And time to give some fatherly advice to the nation, John Malone.
Correct, and this is it, and this is what, thanks for goodness, we're at since the Voice of Business in 2015 or 16, when this marriage equality business came in. We started it then, and now we're going strong, and we've commented on various issues as we're commenting on this.
Thank you very much, John.
Thank you very much, Oliver.